Shalom, I'm Yosef Zadok. Right now I'm going to talk a second about sin. What is sin? The biblical definition of sin is transgression or violation of the laws of Yahweh. That is what sin actually is. What is right and wrong? According to Yahweh, it's right is obedience or walking in submission to his laws. Wrong is sin, walking in transgression or violation of his laws. 1 John chapter 3 verse 4 says, sin is the transgression of the law. I've had some conversations with several people lately, and someone that was very dear to me told me that sin is an illusion, that right and wrong is all an illusion. Now, I'm going to explain something to you, and if you can't understand this, I really feel sorry for you. If there is no true biblical concept of right and wrong, if sin is not real, and biblical righteousness is not real, then that means, and there is no law, which is the standard to live by according to the Bible, then that means I can go next door and rob you, and it's okay. As long as I have a reasonable excuse that I can come up with, I can rob you. It doesn't matter, because thou shalt not steal doesn't apply. I can murder someone. It wouldn't matter. I just make up my own valid reason why. Doing things based upon my own understanding. So murder would be okay. If sin is not real, if sin isn't real, then I can steal from you, I can murder you, I can take your wife and have my way with her. That wouldn't be wrong. Adultery would be something that's no problem, because if there is no sin, thou shalt not commit adultery does not apply. I can sit and want what you have and covet what you have, and it would lead me to do whatever I felt like doing to you, to have my way. Thou shalt not covet anything that is your neighbor's. These are the commandments of Yahweh Almighty. But if sin isn't real, then the commandments have nothing to say. Do you see the problem with casting down his laws? Do you see the problem with reasoning away the definition, the defining thing that determines what right and wrong is? If sin is not real, then that means there's nothing restraining anyone from doing whatever they feel like doing. Yet, there are those, many, and the number is growing in our society, who cast down the Bible, who cast doubt on the word of Yahweh, who cast doubt and try to undermine his authority. These individuals are growing in number at an alarming rate, and they are closer to home than those who would rather follow the meaning of the scriptures and the teachings of the scriptures. They're closer to home than you might think. Yahshua said, I did not come to bring peace. Don't think that. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. To divide a father against a son, a mother against a daughter. And a man's worst enemies will become those of his own household. What he's saying is his spirit is going to separate the wheat from the chaff, the goats from the sheep. His spirit is going to call out to those whom he is calling, and if they resist, they may slight the only chance they have at salvation and eternal life. When someone presents the law to you, don't shake your head and wag your tongue and deny it. Because what you're doing is you're setting up a variable of things that could cost you everything you have. By your own thoughts and your own words, you will excuse whatever wrongs may be done to you in this lifetime. Be careful. Sin is real. The transgression of the law is sin, and it leads to death. And those who know to do right and do not do it, to them it is sin. What is right, again, is according to His word, His standard, not man's standard. I give you this word as a warning, a message to this current generation. We are in desperate need of revival. Revival of truth. Revival of the word of Yahweh spread out through this world and into our hearts. We are in desperate need of revival. Sin is transgression of the law. Right is obedience to His commandments. Even when you may feel bored, when you may feel dissatisfied, when you may feel restless, even if you may find yourself in the face of temptation. Those things pass like the seasons, and peace will return again. Don't give in. Don't give in. Resist the evil one, and he will flee from you. Draw near to Yahweh, and He will draw near to you. So I hope anyone out there hearing this message, that your conscience will be stirred, and that you will receive this truth with gladness, and you will turn and escape sin in your life through Yeshua Messiah. Praise Yahweh.